Canon 9. All those faithful who enter and listen to the Scriptures, but do not stay for prayer and Holy Communion, must be excommunicated, on the ground that they are causing the Church a breach of order. Canon 66 of the Sixth Council, Second Canon of Antioch, Canon 3:13 of Timothy. Interpretation. Both exegetes of the sacred canons, Zonara and Balsamon, in interpreting the present apostolical canon agree in saying that all Christians who enter the Church when the Divine Liturgy is being celebrated and who listen to the Divine Scriptures but do not remain to the end nor partake, must be excommunicated as causing a disorder to the Church. Thus Zonarus says verbatim, "The present canon demands that all those who are in the Church when the Holy Sacrifice is being performed shall patiently remain to the end for prayer and Holy Communion, for even the laity then were required to partake continually." Balsamon says, "The ordainment of the present canon is very accurate, for it excommunicates those attending church but not staying to the end nor partaking." Concord. Agreeably with the present canon, Canon 2 of Antioch ordains that all those who enter the Church during the time of Divine Liturgy and listen to the Scriptures, but turn away and avoid, which is the same as to say on account of pretended reverence and humility they shun, according to interpretation of the best interpreter, Zonarus, Divine Communion in a disorderly manner are to be excommunicated. The continuity of communion is confirmed also by Canon 66 of the Sixth Council, which commands Christians throughout Novotational Week, for example Easter week, to take time off for psalms and hymns and to indulge in the divine mysteries to their heart's content. But indeed, even from the third canon of Saint Timothy, continuity of communion can be inferred. For if he permits one possessed by demons to partake, not however every day, but only on Sunday, though in older copies it is written on occasions only, it is likely that those right possessed by demons are permitted to communicate even more frequently. Some contend that for this reason it was that the same Timothy in Canon 3 ordains that on Saturday and Sunday that a man and his wife should not have mutual intercourse, in order that they might partake, since in that period it was only on those days, as we have said, that the Divine Liturgy was celebrated. This opinion of theirs is confirmed by Divine Justin, who says in his second apology that on the day of the sun, meaning Sunday, all Christians used to assemble in the churches, which on this account were also called Kyriaka, for example, place of the Lord, and partook of the divine mysteries. That on the other hand, all Christians ought to frequent divine communion is confirmed from the West by Divine Ambrose, who says thus, "We see many brethren coming to church negligently, and indeed on Sundays not even being present at the mysteries." And again, in blaming those who fail to partake continually, the same saint says of the mystic bread, "God gave us this bread as a daily affair, and we make it a yearly affair." From Asia, on the other hand, Divine Chrysostom demands this of Christians, and indeed par excellence. And see in his preamble to his commentary of the Epistle to the Romans, Discourse 8, and to the Hebrews, Discourse 18, on the Acts, and Sermon 5, on the first Epistle to Timothy, and Sermon 17 on the Epistle to the Hebrews, and his discourse on those at first fasting on Easter, Sermon 3, to the Ephesians, discourse addressed to those who leave the divine assemblies, synaxes, Sermon 28 on the first epistle to the Corinthians, a discourse addressed to the blissful Philogonius, and a discourse about fasting. Therein you can see how that goodly tongue strives, and how many exhortations it rhetorically urges in order to induce Christians to partake at the same time and worthily and continually. But see also Basil the Great, in his epistle to Caesarea Patricia, and in his first discourse about baptism. But then how can it be thought that whoever pays any attention to the prayers of all the Divine Liturgy can fail to see plainly enough that all of these are aimed at having it arranged that the Christians assembled at the Divine Liturgy should partake as many, that is to say, as are worthy.